I'm Einar the Boneless, and welcome to Puppet Vikings. Me and my friends are Viking reenactors, and today Hilde will be telling you a Viking myth.
It was night time in Asgard. The gods were all sleeping. Alone in the dark, naughty Loki came creeping. "It's time for some mischief," the trickster god said. "I'll steal all the hair from off Sif's pretty head." So up to her bed he so sneakily crawled, and when he was done, poor Sif was quite bald. Quietly chuckling, he sneaked out the door, but Sif just rolled over and started to snore. A few hours later, as morning did break, with a yawn and a stretch, soon the gods were awake. Sif said "Good morning" to her husband Thor, but instead of a greeting, Thor let out a roar. "Your hair!" bellowed Thor. "Where has it gone?" "I bet it was Loki who did you this wrong." Sif felt her bare head and started to cry. "That does it," said Thor. "That wretch has to die." Loki was summoned and forced to appear, where Sif sat in silence, her face streaked with tears. Thor was still raging, face red as his beard. He started to rant as soon as Loki appeared. "Loki, you monster! You've upset my wife. Fix it right now, or you'll pay with your life. Her hair, like the cornfields, needs to be cut. It's just harvest," said Loki. "Then again, but since she's so unhappy, I'll fix it for sure." Before Thor could thump him, he fled through the door. "I'll go to the dwarves," is what Loki thought. They are the masters of all that is wrought. The sons of Ivaldi were famed for their skill. Loki thought they could do it if anyone will. "I need hair of real gold that will grow from her head, and throw in some gifts for the others," he said. "You're asking a lot," the brothers replied. "Tell us why we should do this so we can decide." "Why, to prove to the gods you're the best of the best. Or are you scared of putting your skills to the test?" "Of course we're not scared. There are no finer smiths. We'll make treasures so good they will live on as myths." They took to the forge and the hair was soon made, as radiant as sunlight, like cornfields it swayed. "She'll look better than ever," Loki decreed, "but a present for Odin and Frey I still need." The dwarves started to hammer, and what did appear but a magical spear that they said was Gungnir. "This spear never misses, however it's thrown. It's meant for the Allfather, Odin, to own." Next came a ship that could fly through the air, and would always have space for whoever was there. It folded so small it would fit in a hand. How perfect for Frey, the lord of the land. "You have mastered your craft," Loki did shout. "You're the finest of smiths. There can't be any doubt." "What's that you're saying?" two other dwarves asked. "We'd have done better if us you had tasked." "The day isn't over," Loki said with a grin. "If you can do better, I beg you begin." "It's not much of a wager unless there's a prize. What can we win from the master of lies?" "Name your price," said Loki. "What will it take?" "Your head, if we win with the treasures we make." "It's a deal," agreed Loki, concealing a smirk. So straight away Sindri and Brock set to work. Brock took the bellows and started to pump. Sindri took hammer and a big metal lump. As he started to hit it, he told Brock not to stop. Any break in the rhythm and their craft was a flop. They'd forgotten that Loki was sneaky and sly, and had turned himself into a little black fly. Loki landed on Brock and bit down on his arm. But Brock didn't flinch, he stayed totally calm. From out of the fire Sindri pulled a gold boar. Frey would be happy with this gift for sure. Then straight back to work, Sindri knew just the thing. For Odin they'd make a magical ring. Again he told Brock to keep steady rhythm, not knowing that Loki the fly was still with him. As hammers and bellows rhythmically struck, onto Brock's sweaty neck the fly Loki snuck. He bit down so hard it must have been sore, but Brock didn't falter. He stayed still once more. The ring was finished, just one chance to go. But what should it be? Sindri said, "Oh, I know. A hammer for Thor will be just the thing to go with the magical boar and the ring." They got quickly to work, and Loki could tell he was likely to lose, they were doing so well. A last chance of mischief for Loki the fly. This time his bite sank into Brock's tender eye. He couldn't help it. Brock flinched at the pain. The fly laughed and turned into Loki again. "Curse it," said Sindri. "Our work has gone wrong. The handle is short when it should have been long." "Too bad," said Loki. "Let's head to my kin. It's time for the gods to decide who will win." Quickly to Asgard the competitors sped, where Sif was still crying and Thor was still red. The gods were assembled to vote on the gifts. The hair was decried to be finer than Sif's. The spear was astounding, a triumph indeed. Frey declared that the boat was a thing he would need. Loki was sure that these gifts were the best, until Sindri said, "Now to put ours to the test. This boar, Gullinbursti, cannot be outrun. With this Frey can travel like light from the sun." Frey agreed that the boar was a marvel indeed. He toasted the brothers with a hornful of mead. "This ring is Dropnir, a treasure for sure, and every 9 days it drops 8 gold rings more." Odin beamed as he slipped the gift over his hand. "This will let me reward all the lords in the land. With such gifts they will follow wherever I lead. It's a marvellous thing you have made me indeed. Mjolnir, the hammer for Thor we have made. Whoever it's thrown at's immediately slayed, and back to his hand it will fly straight away, before the next enemy stands in his way. We're sorry to say, though, the handle's not right. Our work was disturbed by the Loki fly's bite." Thor hefted the hammer and tried it for size. "It's a bit short," he said, "but let's see how it flies." He threw it so far none could see where it hit, but they felt the ground shake and then rumble a bit. Quick as a flash it returned to Thor's hand. "Size doesn't matter, you must understand. No giant will dare to intrude or invade. They'll know with this hammer they'd quickly be slayed." Loki knew he was beat. Brock and Sindri had won, but the cunning god tried to deny them their fun. "My head may be yours, but you have to agree. My neck and my body still belong to me." The gods agreed Loki was right technically, and he thought once again he'd got off scot-free. Brock wasn't happy to be played for a fool. He thought for a minute, then pulled out an awl. With a thin strip of leather to use as a thread, he started to work on the worried god's head. He sewed Loki's lips so they couldn't even twitch, pulling as tight as he could with each stitch. "At least I'll ensure we'll have peace for a while." The gods laughed, except Loki, who only could smile. The dwarves headed home. That's where this story ends. The gods with new treasures, the dwarves with new friends. Thank you for watching Puppet Vikings. We hope you enjoyed that. If you did, hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.